Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakmadash, and I want to say Shalom to Achman Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again, with another lesson. This one's titled the 1669 Casual Killing Act. All right, the 1669 Casual Killing Act. Okay, and this is from something I saved, a while back on Reddit. As you see here, it says, and I was going through my saved stuff yesterday, and it popped up. So I said, let's go and get it. So it says, in 1669, Virginia introduced the Casual Killing Act. The act allowed the slave master to legally murder an enslaved Hebrew, it says African, but Hebrew, during execution of punishment. You see the picture there, right? So this is just more of Esau's, vile bullshit, all right? More evil shit that they've done, all right? Because I'm sure there was some law, that was dealing with not murdering that was probably, it might have interfered a little bit, so they had to pass a law that says, oh yeah, you can't murder, but it doesn't really apply to, to slaves, okay? It doesn't really apply to slaves. All right, making amendments to laws and all that stuff. That's what they do. No, you can't murder, but you can murder if it's a slave, right? That's what they do. So, this person says, damn, that's not interesting. All right, this person says, imagine sitting in a room and collectively deciding to introduce something called the Casual Killing Act. Okay, you got more. It says, just to note, this was over 100 years before the United States was founded. Virginia and other colonies based their slave codes off on those of English colonies such as Barbados. Okay, and it says, okay, and for 100 years after the United States was founded, practices like these were still existent, and then they got downvoted. All right, and you got to see there's a lot of racist ass fucking honky motherfuckers in this page that are mad that it's being brought out. And this was 2 years ago. I had this save, and I just never got to it. I was just scrolling and clearing out stuff I never used. And this was 2 years ago, and they were mad about it, man. So, look, man, before, I got a little bit of time. So before there, I want to make sure unlike yesterday, I want to make sure I hit that scripture before that 10-minute mark. So this is Obadiah 10 and Obadiah 10 and, yeah, Obadiah 10. Yeah, so Obadiah 10, all right? Obadiah 1 and 10, technically. It's just Obadiah, so I believe there's only one chapter anyway. So Obadiah 1 and 10 reads, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Okay? So, and really you can go up to verse 9. It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end of every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. Verse 10. And I should have read up. Verse 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So Esau is eventually going to be cut off forever. There's going to be a time and a period, where, eventually they will go away. There's going to be a time and a period where they're going to be in captivity, all right, and they're going to be forced to be subjected to hardcore bondage just as we were, all right, except this time it's going to be for righteous reasons, all right, unlike theirs. Okay, and then after that, they're going to go away, all right? All the other heathen nations are going to stay around, okay? They'll be under our rule, but not Esau. Esau is going to go away. They're going to be gone, dissolved, never to return again as a nation, okay? That's heavy stuff, man, because Esau is completely vile and profane to the core, okay? They're the most wicked of the wicked. That's why they have the title, the wicked, or the border of wickedness, all right? That's why they have these titles, devil, all right, Lucifer. That's why they have these titles, is because they're the evilest of men, man, these Edomites, okay? So, and they're, hey, man, and that's what they do. They do violence against us, like it says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever, because these guys are Edomites. Look back to the history of the Idumeans, man, the Edomites, all right, through Esau, the seed line of Esau. Go and look. See how they acted. See what they did, okay? And then go look at the curses that are put on Jacob, on Israel. You'll see who is who, man. You will see who is who. And it's unrefutable. And there's unrefutable proof. There's no denying it. And there's no trying to get around it. Okay? I know y'all will. You'll try to. Anything you can to try to get around it. But it's not possible, man. All right, it stacks up. And the thing is, the Most High has it this way to where you haven't been able to figure out, now you're getting to the point, your eyes are being opened to the Bible on the sense of, there's some stuff in it that talks about you guys in not a very good light. And now you want to ban the Bible and ban teaching and all that type of stuff, right? That's eventually what's going to play into. But before, you didn't have the Holy Spirit, so you couldn't really, understand what it's being talked about. And there's still a whole group of you that say, oh, no, that's not what the Bible's talking about. And that's the reason why you can find Bibles in Barnes & Noble. That's the reason why you can find Bibles in Walmart, is because of the vast majority of them, all right, the ones that are uneducated, think, oh, no, it's fine. All right, it's fine. No, there's nothing like that. And, the elites that know that it does have something about them, they just keep society dumbed down with this plantation Christianity and say, no, it's not talking about that. It's just talking about God and Jesus Christ, and he loves everybody, and yada, 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 right? When in reality, it's not talking about that. That's just how the Christians paint it. But if you have the Spirit, man, you can deduce that, and you can see, all right, and read. It's essentially translate these scriptures, man, and see that, no, that's not the case. That's not the case at all, And this Bible talks and condemns the Edomites, man. It talks about who the Israelites are. It gives you examples to show you who the Edomites are. It gives you examples to show you who the Israelites are, and that's another reason why they removed the Apocrypha. Now, you can still find that some places, too, but it's not considered a canonical book to the Bible. It's not considered a God-inspired book, or a God, there's another word for it. It's not considered a God-inspiring book, for lack of a better word, all right? It's not considered to be inspired by Yahweh, okay? It's considered to be something, whatever they say, that it wasn't part of the original canonical writings, even though it was, okay? And there's a lot of things that add up to the scriptures, but they don't want it because, again, it's very telling of these Edomites, man, and they don't want that. So, and these Edomites, they don't have any accountability, okay? They're very prideful, and they don't want to admit to their wrongdoings, okay? They don't want to admit to the wrongs that they have done, or that that their act was the worst out of everything, okay? They don't want to admit that at all. And that's why in these comments, as we go back, you'll see down here people trying to, filibuster their way out of it and say, oh, no, that was hundreds of years ago. No, it's 100. 1669 ain't that far away, man. It really isn't. If you go and look up, that's only 355 years, So how old's Joe Biden? '81, so 355, okay. By 81. That's just 4 Joe Bidens, man. That's it. And that's just 4 Joe Bidens. And mind you, this was before America was formed, right? So we can go to that's 248 years, so that's only 3 Joe Bidens. Okay? That's only 3 Joe Bidens. So, look, man, that's 3 old motherfuckers. That's it. You're acting like this is like, we're back here with like in the medieval times, Give a penny for a poor beggar, please. It's not that far away, man. It's not that far away, 1776 or 1669. It's 3 old people, man. Your grandma, her grandma, and then her grandma. That's it. That's it. But you act like it's so old, man. It's so old. That's millions of years ago. It's basically how you make it seem. Not that there's millions of years, but you try to make it seem like as fucking far as possible as you can possibly make it seem. It's ridiculous. So, what else? There's a lot of comments that I hidden because I was reading through them. Not interesting. It's horrifying. Awful everything. Women and young girls are still being sold as slaves by Muslims in Africa. Why don't you ever hear about that? dealing with Ham, and anything to get away from they don't want to talk about historical events. They don't want to talk. That's why right now, if you see them, the GOP, with the Republicans and all this stuff, all right, they're trying to ban, what do they call it? Not race. God damn it. What do they call it? Something. Critical rate. God damn it. What are they trying to ban? My brain doesn't want to work. Critical race theory. Critical race theory. They want to ban it. Okay? And there's a good picture. All right, except, you have some sellouts on there. It's a picture, really, of all sellouts, people that were compromised. But just imagine these as not, MLK or Malcolm X or any of these other motherfuckers, and just imagine it as Jake, all right, being covered up by the white person, okay? And that's what it absolutely is. They want to cover over it. They want to say, no, we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. No. And it's because, it's because they don't want their history. Nobody wants their dirty laundry out in the air, man. Okay? And, this is a vast majority of these motherfuckers, man. Let's bring up the Crusades, or the Mongolian Empire, or the Holocaust, or the terrible wars that are still going on in Africa. History is absolutely full of abominable acts. Brutality is awful, but why do you need to post on here? Jog on. It says because Democrats can't really exploit those to win an election. And as people were saying, and it was basically saying, if it isn't as if the South is any better these days, and they're saying the South was better than the Mongols' invasion, that's pretty blatantly obvious. It says, I'm not sure. I'm fairly certain conservative Christians have caused more damage to the collective knowledge than the siege of Baghdad, and while the Mongol Holocaust definitely snuffed more people than, pretty much anyone before or after, and the desertification of Central Asia was kind of sort of environmental disaster. I bet the states have caused more damage on that account too, albeit for obvious reasons this can't be put on the South's shoulders completely. But all that's just splitting hairs. I meant that the South isn't much better, if at all, than it was back in 1860. And then he comes back and tries to defend. He says, the Mongols killed 10% of the human race in 25 years and captured untold millions into slavery over their history. And this is just throughout history. Remember, those who have all the money and that are in power can control the narrative of history. And these devils can make it seem like the Mongols killed more, right? It says that's 10% of every man and child on earth. Here, how about this? Check this out. I looked it up. The Great Dying, all right, may have triggered the Little Ice Age. It says epidemics after colonizers arrived killed up to 90% of Native American. No, it's not epidemics. They killed. All right. Look. Yes, according to research, the large-scale death of indigenous populations in the Americas during the European colonization led to a cooling effect on the Earth's climate. Okay, it's known as the Little Ice Age. You know what that means? It says diseases. Well, look, when European colonizers arrived, they brought diseases that decimated indigenous populations, leading to a huge drop in the number of people. They killed them. Stop trying to use every other thing but killing them. They killed them. All right, and they killed so much of them that the fucking Earth cooled because there was less people. All right, I gotta close out there, but we'll be back with you in just a moment. But yeah, these devils, man, they try to fucking devils, man. All right, we'll be back with you in just a minute, Lord willing.